It's Schappert day 2.
Damn it!
But one everybody can get.
Welcome to the Whiskey Vault.
I'm Daniel.
Rex, and everybody can get this. Carlyle. Like this thing.
Sound familiar?
Yeah, didn't, what? Okay.
This is the same as yesterday,
Or is it going to have the vegetal note?
but it's 12 years
12
old.
years. So you were talking about the vegetal note is something that often gets aged out in Scotch.
Maybe it won't be here. That's what I'm hoping.
Okay.
Right? Now this...
Because I also just noticed this was not open yet.
No.
You don't know what's in here.
Nope, no idea.
Maybe it's stuck. Maybe it got aged out. Okay.
This is also 30, in theory, it's 30% malt instead of 5% malt.
Oh, okay.
So 30 malt, 70 grain.
Okay. All right.
20 different whiskeys.
Now, didn't yesterday you said the vegetal note comes from malt?
I think the vegetal note comes from a young malt.
A young malt, but it was only 5% though.
I know,
The yesterday though.
but that doesn't take much.
Okay.
You ready?
I think it's still there.
It is still there.
Yeah, it's still there.
But it's deeper.
I think
It's got base notes in
I
it
think
now.
they went so deep into the tails.
No, because this is 20 different distilleries. So you're not going to find cuts on the nose.
20 different distilleries aren't going to do a vegetal across the board.
I know.
Is that vegetation type note similar to like
Peat, where it just takes over.
Peat just dominates because oftentimes if you want to do a little at-home bastard blend, you take something that's sweet and simple, add a couple of drops of vanilla, and all of a sudden the peat just bursts through all that sweetness. It doesn't take much at all. Is that vegetation note like that?
I don't know. Maybe.
It's still there, though.
It's already, for me, it's already going away.
I
And
know.
now it's turning into a darker, bassy tobacco note.
Getting to that point where I'm used to it, it's not a fun process.
It's really not.
You have to-
So then it's starting to smell like tobacco,
Yeah.
but not an aromatic tobacco. Have you ever had English cut tobacco leaf that's not flavored or aromatic, and
Okay.
it's just this musty, dank tobacco?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Like real pipe tobacco, like stinkweed. Like,
The acclimation is
Yeah.
kind of like the acclimation you have to go through jumping in a cold pool. It's not
Yeah.
great. It's not great.
and then you gotta kick around a lot to warm up.
I typically working to reach a point of enjoyment is not something I'm looking for in a whiskey.
Yeah.
It's finally starting to subside for me.
Now it's all deep tobacco butterscotch.
I'm just gonna burn out my nose. Here we go.
All right. Oh, there's a little ash to the very, very tail end of this.
All right, now I'm acclimated to now I get a little bit of a malty vanilla. This is sweet general malty vanilla. It does not have the pear that the previous one had. Okay, yeah, again.
You see that little weird, slightly ashy, like way, way, way back there?
Yeah, so for the record, we're gonna try and find things that we like, but
Well-
to have gone through the process of, no, you keep huffing it and eventually that note goes
Eventually
away.
you can stomach it.
We're starting from a not good place.
Yeah, I don't recommend. 10 out of 10 wouldn't recommend. No, I'm just kidding. I give it, out of 10 stars, this would be a 3.
Are we doing ratings now?
Yeah, I just made one up.
So this is the whiskey we start ratings on. Carlyle blended Scotch.
Mark the moment. We're now doing stars. No, I'm just saying that's how low on a grid that I'm like,
This is the kind of blended Scotch that makes people, with a broad brush, paint the entire category
Yep.
of, even if it's got 12 years in it,
Oh, I can't
it's
do
not
it.
going to be nearly as good as, like the single malts
or a
and the other
bourbon. Or
Yeah, and I think that's basically reinforcing that idea. But I think that idea, that stereotype, it lives for a reason. I think most blended Scotch, they kind of go that route.
Yeah, the budget.
Yeah, the budget route. But damn, there's nothing about the blended Scotch category per se that means it has to be meh.
No, I mean Compass Box proves that.
I was gonna,
Among others.
I was gonna let you say that.
Yeah,
but
Douglas Lang.
Yeah, but again, they are the exception more often.
Johnny Walker even does it better than
More
this.
often than I'm comfortable with. Because if you just look at smaller releases like this,
Yeah.
there's a lot more of these for every one of these exceptions. But the blended Scotch scene, basically the blended whiskey scene,
Doers.
in the hands of somebody that knows what they're doing, you can make some phenomenal new things.
Yeah.
But you can't go that budget route, though.
I'd even do a Cutty Sark, the darker one over this.
It does that same thing. If you back away for a couple minutes,
It comes back.
that vegetal note, the vegetation starts to creep back. Arnie Fours, you guys are doing so many positive reviews lately. I'm beginning to get the impression that you just like whiskey.
Well, this cured that this week.
Oh yeah, and this and the one before.
And the one before it. It was a mediocre week so far.
Yeah, no, some weeks are better than others.
Yeah.
So there's peaks and valleys, and
Yeah.
this isn't the lowest of the low.
In the reviewer's life, there's peaks and valleys.
Peaks and valleys. Even whenever there's something,
Young Padawan.
I will say this: whenever there's something that
Say it.
no, I changed my mind.
Okay.
No, whenever there's something that it's not like I'll say it this way: we do try and no. I'll say it this way because it would be pretty easy for us to choose a standard of
Right.
greatness, like let's say Bruichladdich Blackguard.
Right.
And for Scotch.
and
It's
this
like, well, it's not as
unattainable-
good as that. So we do try and keep in mind, what was this whiskey intended to be? Is it likely a neat pour? Is it on the rocks? Is it for cocktails? What's the price point? We don't really go into price points that much, but we try and grade on that curve because if somebody is looking at this, right, they're not looking at Compass Box.
Right.
Even though it's the same category.
That's what I'd say. I'm judging it on other 12-year-old
Yeah.
blends I know are back there that are really good.
Yeah, so keep
And
that.
this isn't one of them.
Keep that in mind based on the other whiskeys in that category at similar price points. I think you can find better stuff in
And
this
remember,
area. And
It's subjective.
well, it's subjective, and also people often are going to like cheaper things. And you put a Bruichladdich Blackguard, for example, under their nose, and they don't like it, they don't enjoy it. So if there's good qualities, we're going to try and find the good qualities. If there's bad qualities, we're going to try and verbalize those bad qualities too, but also within the context of where does this land in the broader scheme of whiskey.
Yeah.
Because I think that's easy to overlook. Somebody to try something is like, oh man, my $200 is way better than this. This is ditch water. It's like, well, come on, not everybody is spending $200 on a whiskey. Okay, we got Sebastian. What is the name of the song in the intro? I've always wondered about that. It's Noise.
Do you know what it is?
Oh.
It's a weird jazz. It's like an open source type thing.
Is it?
Right?
No, I think we licensed.
Or do we pay for it?
I think we paid for all our music.
I mean, Chad chose that one ages ago.
Yeah. Well, we did, but yeah.
Yeah.
Dan, do you have the name of the
Yeah, that was
song
even before Chad.
on the yeah, no, we've been using that
Yeah.
since the very first.
Look in the description.
The name of the song on the file, Dan. If it's there, go ahead and pop it up there. But honestly, the extra time didn't do this as many favors as I hope it would do.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
This is in Here's the Fighting, Stealing, and Drinking.
If you fight me, fight for a friend.
You steal, may you steal your liver's fine.
And if you drink, may you drink with us.